Hey y'all, it's your girl Shanti Rashad. If you love rants, reactions, entertainment debates, and girl talks, make sure that you like, comment, and follow me for more content. Now, y'all, we have to talk about this because last night was a real throwback. And for anybody that grew up in the 2000s, B2K and Pretty Ricky went head to head on social media, and who really won? And I already know this is going to be a debate because both groups represent different parts of R&B. So in today's video, I'm going to give y'all my honest reaction from the music, the nostalgia, the stage presence, and who I personally think stood out the most. First, can we appreciate the fact that we got to see two groups were such a big part of the 2000s R&B era coming together because that time period was different. Music videos were events. You would wait for your favorite song to come on TV. You would try to learn the dances. You would have your favorite member of the group, and everyone had an opinion. And B2K and Pretty Ricky both created moments that people can still remember today. And this wasn't just a battle, it was about bringing back memories and giving these gentlemen their flowers. So let's talk about B2K. B2K was a powerhouse during a time. They had the teenage fan base, the choreography, the style, and that boy band energy that had people going crazy. And they wasn't just singers. They were entertainers. So when you hear songs like Bump, 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 Girlfriend, and Why I Love You, which are all my personal favorites, those songs define that era. And let's be honest, B2K had a level of popularity that was hard to ignore. And as well as they had movies, tours, merch, and they represented the young R&B generation. When people think about early 2000s R&B groups, B2K is definitely on the list. Now let's talk about Pretty Ricky. Pretty Ricky came with a completely different vibe. They weren't trying to be no B2K, and I think that's what made them stand out. They had a smooth, grown R&B sound, the harmonies, the confidence, the chemistry between the members. It was just a different type of energy. When you hear songs like Grind With Me, Your Body, On the Hotline, there were definitely songs that people can remember. And that's why Pretty Ricky had that feeling where you could just sit back, listen to the music, and enjoy the vibe. They brought that classic B group energy, but with their own style. So now this is the category that I really want everybody to pay attention to. So let's talk about stage presence and performances. Now, this category I was really watching because stage presence can change everything in a battle. And I know a lot of people are probably going to say automatically B2K. And I understand why. B2K was known for their choreography. They could dance, they have the visuals, they know how to put on a great performance. But personally, I'm more leaning towards Pretty Ricky when it comes to the overall battle. And I'm going to explain why. So, Pretty Ricky had the confidence on stage and they stood out to me. They looked comfortable. They looked like they were having fun and they had a smooth R&B performance. They weren't just performing the songs, they were feeling the songs. For me, B2K gave you an entertainment factor, but Pretty Ricky gave you a vibe. And when it comes to R&B, that's what really matters. So, who has the better catalog? This is probably the hardest category because both groups have songs that bring back memories. B2K has those huge moments that everybody knows. Their songs were everywhere and they had a mainstream impact and an impact on teenage culture. But Pretty Ricky had those songs that people still play today, just like B2K. But the difference between Pretty Ricky and B2K, they represent a whole certain feeling. It really depends on what you value. Are you choosing a group that defines your teenage years, or are you choosing a group that gives you those smooth R&B records? After watching the versus battle, I have to say I'm leaning more towards Pretty Ricky. Again, I want to give flowers to B2K because they were a major part of the 2000s. Their impact cannot be denied. But for me, Pretty Ricky stood out because their stage presence, their chemistry, the way that they brought the R&B elements, they made you want to feel the music, but I want to hear from you guys. So, who do y'all think won the battle? Was it a B2K with the hits, choreography, and nostalgia? Or was it Pretty Ricky with the vocals, vibes, grown, and sexy? type of energy, and stage presence. Let me know in the comment section because I already know this debate is going to be interesting. It's your girl Shanti Rashad. Make sure that you guys like, comment, and follow me for more content. See you in the next one. Peace.